over 20 new paying members yesterday. We need to get that and more if we're going to stay out here longer. We need to keep growing our signups to fund this reporting because it's expensive. So as far as I know, I'm the only independent outlet out here live every day. And it's important. The workers appreciate it, and the workers want a counter to the corporate media spin. So if you could sign up today, statusquo.com/join, and I'll read your super chats a little bit later. What's your name?
Justin.
How long have you been at Ford, Justin?
7 years.
So you're kind of close to that top tier?
So let me describe the system that we've been having going on. So I first got on, I was an STS, which is short-term supplementary, right? And then
sounds like some weird insurance package.
Right. Yeah. It's tiers. It's a fancy word for tiers, right? And so I did that for 6 months, right? Wasn't full-time. Then I became a TPT, which is temporary part-time, when I went to Rawsonville, because I've been to 3 different plants. When I was short-term, I was at Allen Park. Once I got to Rawsonville, I eventually did get hired in. I was lucky because I could have been one of those people that haven't been getting hired in, and they keep these people that are temps for years and years and years. So I am here now at Wayne. I've been here for 3.5 years in the body shop.
What is all these terms and like temporary and supplemental?
Right.
It just seems like some bullshit maze to just pay you as little as possible and not give you benefits.
To get around all of that, to avoid being someone just a normal full-time employee. That's what they're doing because they have the money. They have the money. Especially, well, here's the thing. In 2019, when we signed on that contract, I was arguing, and I told them that tiers aren't being removed. I don't know why we're saying it's a good contract when tiers aren't being removed, and I've been screaming that since I got in. And another thing is that they're doing is disgusting, is that they're keeping these people temporary. They say it's TFT. I think it's still in effect. So temporary full-time, which they'll work like a normal full-time employee, but they're not a full-time employee. They're not getting the max wage. They're not getting a profit sharing. They're not getting the sign-on bonus is now, all that.
And basically, the reports are now that they're willing to go from 8 years to 4 years.
Yeah.
But that's still a long time to slave away for to get to that top rate. And oh, by the way, there's no guarantee that you're going to do that, and the plant's not going to be closed before you get to that top rate.
No, I know, and it's just too long. People aren't pawns on the chessboard. Yeah. People have lives, and these people used to fight for these jobs. They used to be like, fight for these jobs. They're like, I need to get in here. I have to get hired. And now you can go to Chick-fil-A and make $21 an hour starting, and not get treated like crap, and not work in a 95 to 100 degree factory. And then people complain and saying they're asking too much. You go in here to destroy your bodies and see if you're asking too much.
Tell me about that. You said not be treated like crap. So is there a constant push by managers? Speed it up. Yeah. How is the management?
So, some of them, they're sympathetic. They're not all bad because they're just trying to make a living like us. So it's not totally on them. It's always that higher echelon that's causing that pushback. They're like, numbers, profit. They don't care what's going on with you. They don't care if somebody passes out on the line. They move that person to the side and they say, keep the line going. And it's been like that for years. And
Ford says this is a family, but you're just pushing people aside if they pass out.
Do you know anyone in your family that when they pass out, you push them aside like cattle? That's not okay. It's not right.
Tell me about you. I don't know how old you are, but if you've been here for 7 years, have you had to kind of struggle economically, make some tough choices? We know inflation has been high. We got gentrification, which is the never-ending inflation. How have things been for you financially?
I've been lucky to be okay for now, but things are going up. Things are starting to get expensive. I go to the grocery store. I put in maybe 13, 12 items, and I'm spending $200. I try to think I'm a middle-class person, but, they want to destroy the middle class, the corporate. They want to do that more than anything, so we're struggling. And people that have families, I don't have kids or whatever, but I can feel for the people that have families and they're hurting, and it's disgusting. You know, we're all going to be suffering in some way or shape or form.
Also, you know, I keep hearing when I listen to local media the last few days, they're very sympathetic. You know, well, these companies have to compete, and you know they. You got the offshore companies, the foreign car companies. You got Elon Musk and Tesla, and it's all about competition. But they've already made $21 billion this year.
I mean, the big three, I think, together, when you make enough money that you can buy a small country, I think it's kind of a problem. And I think that there's a total disparity within the high to the low class, because where's the middle class? It's been destroyed. So it's disgusting how much money they're making.
I take it you might have a difference of agreement when you hear from Biden and the economy's doing well, the historic recovery.
You know, I know it's important not to get political right now, but you know,
get political. I'll allow it.
Right. They're just trying to pull the wool over our eyes, and you're going to sit here and act like things are great when things are the highest they've ever been. And it's, you know, who are you telling this to? We're here. We're living it. So, you know, there just needs to be some realism. I think with the Biden administration, it's a bit ridiculous.
All of them. They're all disconnected. They're all mostly old white people making they're millionaires.
They need to retire. There needs to be term limits, apparently, at Congress, because we have people freezing up and passing out, you know, not saying anything. Like, when it's time to go, it's time to go. Yeah.
Can you talk about, before the strike, what was morale like? Because you got, you know, one person's making, you know, $35 an hour, another person doing the same work, $16 an hour. I know there's been some division because of that, which is probably what they want.
So it's funny that you say that, because I just became a legacy worker after 7 years. So right when I became legacy, we went right out. So I think it's kind of funny. And the morale was real low, but I think we knew this was going to happen because of how everything is. We were war ready here at 900 because we set the standard here. This is one of the best locals around. They're fantastic, and when Fang, who's doing, I think, a fantastic job, by the way, when Fang called upon us, I wasn't shocked by that.
What do you think of the strategy? It's been today's day 3. Could have more plants go on strike this week. Some people wanted all the plants all at once, which obviously would drain through the strike fund quicker. But do you like this kind of starting small and with a threat of more?
Yeah, I think it's real strategic. I think it is smart. I think very soon he is going to call upon other places to go out. And he did pick a lot of good ones, because this plant here is printing money for Ford. So they're sweating. They're sweating right now. The Ranger, it's just about to be on launch, because I was in the body shop. And the Ranger's very close to being into launch, and that just got canceled. So that's major, which is good. They deserve it, because they think we're second-rate people and don't want to pay us the money when they can clearly pay us.
And what are your thoughts? Because I spoke with a lot of workers. They're not against shifting to electric, but they say they're not really selling, and the companies are pouring so much money into this. Is part of the reason they're not selling because average people can't afford electric? Talk to me about the electric dynamic.
So I think change is good. I definitely support them, but I think there's a certain pace and manner that we need to use them and utilize them, because they think it's this instant, immediate transition to electric is going to be right away, and it isn't. Because infrastructurally, we are a little behind to do that. I'm for them. I like them. But when you're charging $100,000 for a Ford Lightning, it's a bit ridiculous. Because that's a house. When you're charging a house for a car, I don't know what else to say.
And lastly, obviously everything's kind of interconnected. So you've seen Starbucks workers, Amazon workers, John Deere workers a couple years ago, UPS recently. Sean Fain has said this is bigger than just the auto workers. Yeah. This needs to spread. Yeah. Obviously, we're not getting any structural change from Democrats or Republicans. Right, exactly. Do you think that this has, a potential ripple effect to other industries?
It is going to have a ripple effect. I mean, in a good way, because I think now people are standing up and, enough is enough. This has been going on way too much. Even since the beginning I got into Ford, they've been profitable. Yeah, I know they're a company. Yes, I know they have to make money. But at some point, you have to draw the line. And we've sacrificed